Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina, and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. So as you see, if you clicked on today's video, I have 3 Christmas in July DIYs that you must absolutely try because they are super easy and will make a great impact on your Christmas decor for this year. A lot of these items you can find at Dollar Tree right now, but if you cannot find them, they have them at other stores for really low prices. So if you are new here, before we get started, I hope you stick around by clicking that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free and you will be part of an amazing art community here where we do a lot of DIYs. Now, if you already subscribed, thank you so much. I am so happy that you are here. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. Our first DIY, I have a bunch of these wooden snowflakes from Dollar Tree. These come in different shapes and sizes. The bigger ones with the tassels on the end are $1.25 each, and then the thinner ones are a pack, I believe, of 8 for $1.25. So I had a bunch of these and I wanted to make a freestanding wreath with just using the wooden snowflakes as you see here. So I'm just making a circle and I'm trying to see which will work best for this project. The ones with the tassels I had to cut off so that I can place them right on top of the other ones and it looked like a cohesive piece. So I wanted to paint my snowflakes, but if you like the natural wood color, then by all means you do not have to paint them. I'm going in with this really nice baby blue color and a white acrylic paint. I will paint half of the snowflakes in that baby blue color and then the other half I will paint in the white acrylic paint. Now for my thicker snowflakes, I do paint the outer edges white first and then I paint the baby blue on top of the snowflake itself. I wanted these 2 snowflakes to be the top and the bottom of my wreath just to give it some more contrast and a little bit more detail. I continued painting all of the snowflakes until they were completely covered and dried. Now that my snowflakes were all painted and dried, I still needed to spread them out so I know exactly where they were going and what type of pattern I was doing. I did want to make sure that it was going from white to blue, that no colors were the same right next to each other, so I did have to play around with it until I got it where I liked it. I am going to attach each snowflake using my hot glue gun. I do use it on the low setting so that I do not burn my finger, and then I just place little dabs of glue right on the outer edges of each snowflake and then add the next one right on top. Once I had all of my snowflakes in a wreath form or a big circle, I knew I wanted to add just one more piece to it, and so I have this snow ornament from Dollar Tree that I'm just removing from the string so that I can attach it to my little wreath here. Now I did remove the bow off of it because I didn't like the placement, and I'm just going to place the snow word right off to the side. Once again, I'm just using my hot glue gun to attach it down. I knew I needed to add a hanger to this wreath, so I'm just using one of the jute twines from the snowflakes, added 2 beads with it, and then just hot glued it right back on the back of the snowflake, added a piece of tape for extra security, and this line is so lightweight it does hold nicely. Lastly, I add the bow right back on top of the snow sign, and that completes this DIY. For our next DIY, DIY, I have a large terracotta pot. As you see here, I have already sealed it. Now, I've been painting terracotta pots for a little bit for over the summer, and I absolutely love it. So I wanted to make another one for the Christmas season, or to give you an idea of what you can do with a terracotta pot. I am now going to sketch on a face for this terracotta pot. When I was looking at this, I thought this was a perfect color for a gingerbread. So I am trying to look up images of gingerbread faces, and I am sketching it right on top of the terracotta pot. I'm just using a pencil, and the best thing about this, after you're done with it, it does erase really nicely, so you won't see any of those lines. After I have my sketch where I like it, it is now time to fill it in with some acrylic paints. I'm first going in with a white acrylic paint to fill in the eyes, as you see here. Now, I do want to mention I do give everything about 2 to 3 coats so that everything is nice and opaque, and the paint is really crisp and you can't see any of those lines underneath. Now, I am going in with my chalk paint that is in my folk art home decor set, and it's called Imperial Red. After I was done with that, to move on, I'm making some squiggly lines on the top rim of my terracotta pot so it looks like icing on the gingerbread man. Once the white portion of the eye was nice and dried and I added a couple layers, I am now going in with this nice baby blue color just to give the gingerbread a nice eye color. Once again, I do give it about 2 coats of paint so everything is nice and opaque, and I do the same thing to his other eye as well. After that portion was done, I then took a really fine liner paintbrush and some black acrylic paint, and I'm starting to add the details of the gingerbread face onto the terracotta pot. I first start with his little smile, and I make sure to go as slow as possible. This is sped up so that it looks like I'm doing it really fast, but I'm actually going super slow. I do add his mouth a little bit open so it just makes him look a little bit more happy. I kind of realized that my little eyebrows make the gingerbread kind of look sad, but I was really going for a happy expression. Next, I am going in and filling the pupils of the eyes using, once again, black acrylic paint. I did mess up a little bit, but I just wiped it off. That's how easy it is to paint on these using acrylic paints. Now, I did fill in his mouth with pink acrylic paint, and I am now starting on the details of his eyes. I start off with his little eyebrows, and then I do the eyelashes and then the details around the eyes. Once again, I'm using a really fine liner paintbrush. While I am finishing up the details of my gingerbread's eyes, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but make sure to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, I would love for you to be part of our virtual art family. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much. I do appreciate each and every one of you, but don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel. Once I was finished with the eyes, I did want to add more detail for the gingerbread, so I'm adding a little tongue into his mouth, and then I will add some highlights to his eyes. I am just using a round tipped paintbrush and some white acrylic paint to do so. I'm just dabbing it on and twisting it just a little bit, and then I also add a highlight to his nose. Now, after I was done looking at it, I did want to add another swirly line on the bottom of the gingerbread, once again to mimic some frosting on to him. I do make a mistake and it does clean up pretty nicely. You just have to wipe off and then remove it. Sometimes using some nail polish remover helps as well. Once I was done with that, I just wanted to add one more element to my terracotta pot. It looked like he was missing something right into the center, and I had this left over from the sign previously, so all I'm going to do is just add 1 dollop of hot glue right to the center of it, and then stick that right on top to act like a little wreath bow or like a little mistletoe right on top of our gingerbread man, and that completes this DIY. For our last DIY, this project is super simple and easy. I am using some leftover foam board that I had on hand. Now I purchased that at Dollar Tree and they have it in black and white, but this is the one I had left over. So I am going to cut that down into little Christmas trees. Also for this project, I am using some scrapbooking paper that has Christmas prints on them. And I usually buy all of my scrapbooking paper from Michael's. They always have some really good deals all year round. So keep an eye out for that, but I'm just finding out the ones that I really like. Will rip it out and then place that to the side. Now that I have the scrapbooking paper that I want, it is now time to actually make the trees out of these foam boards. Now I'm just using a pencil and a ruler and a basic shape, which is a triangle, to make our Christmas trees. I'm just placing the ruler to the outer edges of each of the foam board to make the triangle. Now as you see here, I am using just an X-Acto knife to cut this out. This gives it a much cleaner cut rather than using scissors, but if you have scissors it will work pretty well. Also, you just take your time so you don't get those jagged edges. After you have cut it out, you just pop it out of place and you have your little Christmas tree. Once I was done, I have 3 of them. I wanted a nice grouping, and then I have my scrapbooking paper. So I'm just trying to figure out which tree is going to get which scrapbooking paper. After I figured that out, I just laid the foam board right on top and took a nice marker and then made the outline, and just taking a nice pair of scissors and cutting it out. Once everything was cut out and to the size of each Christmas tree, I'm just attaching everything using my hot glue gun on the low setting. Please be very careful because my glue gun has almost gave me like 3rd-degree burns because this thing gets super hot. So just be careful when you're DIYing with a nice hot glue gun. After I was done hot gluing down my Christmas trees, I was trying to figure out how I wanted them to stand up. So I had some of these bamboo skewers, I'm so sorry, and I want to place them in the center of each tree. Since this is foam, they do slide in pretty nicely, but you can always add a little bit of hot glue just to hold it down more securely, but they did hold pretty nicely just in by themselves. Now for the 3rd one, I did break off a little piece and then added it to the little Christmas tree. Then I wanted it to be a freestanding sign, so I have one of these squared boards from Dollar Tree and a nice little floral foam that I glued right onto the center. And now I'm just trying to figure out how tall I want these Christmas trees. So I just break it down to size and then I start placing them into the foam. As you see here, I do add a little bit of hot glue just to secure it into place. After I had the placement of my trees in, I then wanted to cover the bottom half of this little freestanding decor piece, and I wanted to use this automotive cloth. This is found at Dollar Tree. I had a bunch of it and I am pretty much down to my little section here, so I wanted to make sure I used as much as possible in the best placement. And plus, since the floral foam was round, it was kind of hard to put it all the way over, so I just cut down little pieces until the whole thing was covered. Once again, I'm using my hot glue gun to attach it down. After I was done with that, the last thing I wanted to do was add some of these mini trees from Dollar Tree. They had a bunch of these last year and I'm pretty sure they will come out again this year, so keep an eye out. These are perfect for all types of crafts. I just grabbed a couple of them and hot glued them down into place, and that completes this DIY. That completes today's DIY, friends. I really hope you enjoyed these really fast and easy DIYs for today. I think they were super easy and fun to do, and there's so many different ways you can do them. Remember, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free. Plus, I would love for you to be part of our virtual art family, but please remember to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. Once again, I do appreciate each and every one of you being here. Please leave me a comment down below to let me know which one was your favorite DIY of the day. Remember to click up that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel. And while you are down there, don't forget to check out my other socials. All of the links are down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy. And like always, I will see you in the next one.